Alright guys, so what we got today is a 2023 Grom review. This here is my 2023 Grom. Haven't seen any reviews on them yet. So here's a review for you guys. Mine's customized. They obviously don't look like this from the factory. But we'll start off with some pros for this bike. Pro is, well, first thing, most important, is 105.6 miles per gallon. This bike, literally, wide open throttle everywhere I go. Got it pegged, chilling 54 miles an hour. And it still gets 105 miles a gallon. If you go somewhere pegged on your, your whatever, Mustang, diesel truck, whatever you got, if you got that thing pegged wherever you go, your gas mileage is going downhill. But this thing, 106 miles a gallon, which leads into the next pro, which is going to be this bike is good for commuting. If you're a college student, you live near campus, whatever, you live near your work, then a Honda Grom is for you. 106 miles a gallon, small, nimble. It can pretty much go anywhere. People ride these in the dirt. They ride them everywhere. So that's really a pro. Another pro is they're super easy to customize. There's shit for these bikes everywhere. Exhausts, they're pretty much universal. They all fit. If you order a Grom exhaust, it's going to fit your 23 Grom. If you order an exhaust, it's going to fit your 14 Grom. You know what I mean? So that's another good thing. Handlebars, real easy. They're 7/8 bars. You can put adapters where you can run 1-inch bars. All it is a different bracket right here. That's it. The 23, along with the 22, does come with LED headlight. I know on the older bikes and the new Navis, you do have to do a LED conversion. This bike already comes with LEDs, so that's another pro. You can see real good at night. Another pro is they're super easy to maintain. Literally, it's nothing. You don't have to have any mechanical experience at all. 300 miles is the break-in on these bikes. At least that's what the Honda shop told me. Oil filter. This one does have an oil filter. When they went with these newer engines on the new body style Groms, the new 125s they came out with, it does have an oil filter. On the older ones, you don't have to change your oil filter. As well, on the Navi, you don't have to change your oil filter. This one, super simple. Drain plug, oil filter. One thing I will tell you about this oil filter is there's a gasket that goes right here. Change that every time you change your oil. Every time. Or if it does have a crack in it, it will leak. This right here is where you put your oil in it. Pretty much an oil cap. And this, I don't know if you see it, that's glass. You can check your oil there. And yeah. All right, so more on the pros is going to be, these bikes are really popular. A lot of people mess with Groms. A lot of people are into Groms. And there's a lot of new riders. So that means there's a lot of new people to become friends with. Yeah. These bikes also, it could go pro or con. Everybody wants to talk to you about your Grom. When they see it, they don't know what it is. But which is weird because everybody knows what a Grom is, but apparently everybody doesn't know what a Grom is. But everywhere you go with this bike, somebody's going to want to talk to you about it. Somebody's going to ask you how much it's worth, what's the gas mileage, how fast does it go. That's the first question anybody asks you about your Grom. How fast is it? Slow. That's usually not the answer they were looking for. So that leads us into the cons. If you're looking for a fast bike, a Grom is not for you. Mine, I've had it to 64 miles an hour on a good hill. I'm talking about a mean hill, like ski slope shit. It'll do 64 on a ski slope hill. Another con, it's small. If you're like 6'4", you're gonna look like a giant on there. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit what people think? Nobody. Another con, if you don't swap over to a loud pipe exhaust, any kind of exhaust, Vance & Hines, Yoshimura, eBay, whatever, the bike's real quiet. So would recommend, if you don't want to die, change your exhaust. Another thing that's a con, when you get this bike from the factory, it's got a fender that sticks out to about right here. Get rid of that. That's the first advice I can give you. Get rid of that because it's awful. I swapped to this tinted tail light. It's got the turn signals in it. It's got integrated turn signals. Those are super easy. One thing you will have to do is flop the 2 pins. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them about that. You got to swap the pins over and repin it. If you want the 15 to 17 tail light to work on the Grom, the 2023, 2022 Grom, you will have to do that. Let's see, what else? What else is a con? Oh yeah, another con, the stock rear shock is real stiff. You feel everything you hit. So I would recommend swapping to the bags. If not the bags, if you can't afford the bags, don't want to swap to the bags, whatever, I would recommend replacing that shock with something. Olin's makes a good shock, a gas shock. Anybody that has a gas shock, get that. You can also swap to an adjustable one. I would recommend that one too, because you can lower it a little bit. Would recommend getting lower link. One more thing about these bags is if you hit a bump, you don't feel the bump. The only place you feel it is from the front. So if you do upgrade the front forks, then you're good. You're not gonna feel a bump. Another con is the handlebars from the factory. You feel everything through them. You feel the vibration of the motor, vibration of the bike, vibration of the road, everything through the handlebars. So I would recommend swapping over handlebars. You can get the sport clip-ons. I know Steve Mangum, he's got them on his website, mangumelite.com. You can get clip-ons. If you have the bags, they've got the little bag. You can put your air pressure gauge right here in the clip-ons. So that's pretty sweet. And Pro Taper, they make good handlebars. They don't bend real easy. I actually high-sided my bike a few weeks after I first got it. I hit wet asphalt, locked my bars up, and high-sided. It did break my mirror off, which I don't really care. That was 20 bucks. I wasn't even going to run 2 of them anyway, so I'm going to take the one from the driver's side, move it to the passenger side. I mean, the one from the passenger side, move it to the driver's side. Same shit, different name. So it did break my mirror off, and this is really the only thing it messed up, because these Pro Taper handlebars are really good. Also, Pro Taper pillow top grips. I'd recommend some grips. That's really the first thing people do to these bikes is exhaust and bars. If you're going to stun it, you do exhaust and bars. If you're going to take it to a show, exhaust and bars. Yeah, not too many cons about it besides it's not fast. It is quiet from the factory, and the seat sucks. Seat absolutely sucks. But way more pros than cons. So would recommend buying a Grom. If you got any questions, if there's something that you haven't seen done to a Grom, or if there's something that you want to see done to a Grom that you can't find a tutorial on, let me know. Please, let me know. I'll make it happen. Anything Navi related, if you haven't seen something done on a Navi, or you have seen something done on a Navi that you can't find a tutorial on, let us know. I bought my wife the Grasshopper Green Navi. She loves it. This bike and the Navi, great beginner bikes. If you've never been on a bike, I would recommend starting with one of these. Don't get a CBR, don't get a Gixxer. Ride one of these first, because that'll give you the feel of a motorcycle. Ride a Navi or Grom first, or a Kawasaki Z125, something small. I wouldn't recommend riding a Ruckus first, because that's literally a moped. The Navi's pretty much a moped, but it's built different, like a motorcycle. I'd recommend starting off one of them. If you want to be on 2 wheels, do your thing, whatever you want to start with. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. And like I said, any questions, concerns, you want to call me out on something, do it in the comments. Leave a like. We'll see you next time.